Hello and welcome back to Thomas's Moustache. Today, as promised, will be the first of 3 videos, which will include my coffee making process material. I think the first video we should start with would be this Stetson coffee grinder. Now the Stelton coffee grinder, sorry I did say Stetson, it is Stelton coffee grinder. The Stelton coffee grinder here is a little bit expensive. It retails for, on certain websites, I can see about $110 American and 99 euros and 95 euro cents on another website. So it's not cheap. Now you might look at me and say, well, I thought that you like affordable things, and I do, because I got this at a discount. It was one of the reward products. If you collect enough stamps at the grocery store, you do their whole stamp program thing, and then every time you purchase groceries, you get some stamps, and then you can put those stamps towards a product at a discount. And that's what I did. So I don't know how much I paid for it, but definitely, I don't think it was that much. Hope not. So this product though is pretty darn good, and I'm going to tell you about it. Now it takes some getting used to, especially when you're first beginning, because I don't know if the instructions made it very clear. But as you can see, it has a cover with a small slit in it, and then it has the arm and the screw cap. Now it's all metal. The body feels kind of like aluminum, while the top feels like either a thicker aluminum or some other steel. Perhaps stainless steel, actually. Maybe it's all stainless steel. I'm not sure. So the screw cap here holds the arm in place, but also, let's see if I can get it off. It's been on there for a long time. Perhaps I can... pop it out like that. So the cover here is quite heavy. Incredibly heavy, really. It can fit on anyway, and inside you can see the grinding apparatus. Now when I first got the coffee grinder, I didn't quite understand how it worked, in a sense. It was a learning experience, but right off the top I'd recommend you put it on like so. It has a sort of lip that just fits in place. So there it is, secure. Then you would put the handle on. The handle only goes on one way, and then screw cap. And you screw it on clockwise, like so. Now in the instructions it did make perfectly clear that you should only grind clockwise. Do not go anti-clockwise, just clockwise. If you go anti-clockwise, it will perhaps damage the mechanism. You can do the anti-clockwise in order to dislodge if there happens to be a troublesome coffee bean, but other than that, you should just power through it. So, how do you use it then? Well, you take your bag of coffee beans, like so, and it took some trial and error about how to perfectly do it. But what I found is you take your beans and you stuff the whole of the coffee bag into the top of the, hold on a minute, Stelton, and then you pour in your beans. No, I'm just joking. That would be unmeasured, and therefore you might have some heart issues if you have an overdose of coffee. So what I have here is a measuring cup, and I have drawn a line on the measuring cup exactly where 8 grams of coffee beans would be. That's my go-to measurement, is 8 grams. So instead I fill it up to 8 grams, like so, which you can see here. And with the coffee beans, as I did say earlier, there is a slit in the cover of the Stelton coffee grinder. So I do find that it does pour in very easily. With one hand on one side of the slit, you just pour it in, and it goes in so easy. Now grinding it is sometimes a little bit troublesome, and I'll tell you why. Grinding clockwise you will hear it once it gets low in coffee beans. You see that? So you'll hear when the bean amount inside gets lower, it will spin quicker and the pitch will become higher in the metal grinding sound, metal on metal. Now I did say that it sometimes can be troublesome. If you are going to rush and you are grinding your beans, you're going to be going around and around and around like a madman. And this handle is going to become loose. And the reason it becomes loose is I can't explain how, because the screw cap screws on clockwise and you're turning it clockwise, and yet sometimes the screw cap will actually become a little bit loose. So you must watch out for that. As well, when you are grinding, on occasion a small piece of coffee bean may spring out of the little slit. That's unfortunate, but it's the price you pay. In terms of ease of use, I would say that it is very straightforward. And if you are buying your coffee in those small pre-prepared bags like a UCC or some other brand, those are good products, but those are better when you're on the go. If you're at home and you have time and you have a kettle, I highly recommend you get a coffee bean grinder, because you just can't beat your own ground coffee beans. It just is a whole nother level. It's stronger, more powerful, and you can play with the fragrances, of course. You can buy the beans that are right for you. But with that, I would say that is a conclusion of my introduction of the Stelton coffee bean grinder. I've had this for years, maybe 3 years or so, and it hasn't had a single issue. The metal is durable, it is strong. I haven't dropped it yet, but the metal on top is so thick. It reminds me of some well-made products, for sure. This little handle thing here is even made out of metal. It's all metal, painted. And I would say that this is definitely something, if you can find any sort of coffee grinder, give it a try. But there's something about grinding your own beans that just makes it so pleasant. As I said in a comment to one of my wonderful viewers who has been very helpful in giving me suggestions and encouragement. But anyway, as I was saying, as I said in the comment, there is a pleasure in the process. It's not just about drinking the coffee, it's about grinding the coffee, it's about pressing the coffee, it's about smelling the coffee, right? So that is why I recommend a hand ground coffee grinder, so you can do it yourself and enjoy the process. Until next time, which will be very soon, I'll say toodaloo.